In a tense showdown, the man yanked out a nail and hurled it at his opponent. To everyone's astonishment, Jack not only caught the steel nail between his teeth but also swallowed it whole, chewing it as if it were gum, before spitting it out, masticated into a crumpled mess. When Sikorsky saw the mangled nail on the ground, he was momentarily rendered speechless by shock. Noticing his adversary's apparent weakness, Jack lost the will to continue fighting. Instead, he decided to let his teammate take over. Enter Gaia, the environmental master who had once given BAKI a tough time. When the audience laid eyes on Gaia's gentle face, they became enraged and began demanding refunds. Faced with the crowd's protests, Gaia unleashed a thunderous roar that shattered the ceiling, forcing everyone present to momentarily lose their hearing. Even Sikorsky was stunned, his mind blank for a moment. Seizing that opportunity, Gaia smiled and pulled a knife from his pocket, aiming it straight at Sikorsky's head. The knife embedded itself deeply into the wall behind him. Regaining his senses, Sikorsky angrily charged at Gaia, only to be met with a shocking turn of events. Gaia produced a handgun, but instead of using it, he tossed it aside, declaring that as an environmental master, he would use his surroundings to fight. In the next instant, Gaia scooped up a handful of dirt and flung it at Sikorsky. To everyone's astonishment, the small stones in the dust pierced through Sikorsky's skin. With ruthless efficiency, he scattered more dirt, the granules acting like buckshot, tearing into Sikorsky's flesh. The audience watched in sheer disbelief as Gaia continued to bombard Sikorsky with endless clouds of sand, leaving him bleeding and suffering. Then, Gaia removed his shirt. What had just transpired was merely a warm-up for him. He began throwing more dirt into the air, engulfing the arena in a thick cloud. When the dust settled, to the spectators' horror, Gaia had vanished. Sikorsky started frantically searching around, yet this was merely Gaia's illusion. He had masterfully concealed himself within the dust. Sikorsky, like a frightened mouse, was toyed with by Gaia, who took pleasure in tormenting his opponent instead of finishing the fight quickly. Gaia reminded Sikorsky that his attacks would come every 10 seconds, plunging Sikorsky deeper into despair and fear. He swung wildly at the air, but it was futile. He couldn't land a hit. As time dragged on, Sikorsky found himself kneeling on the ground, trembling in defeat, ultimately begging for mercy, clutching his head in despair.